down. We're just getting things waking up. We can move that back shin in a little for a couple times. We can move that shin out, or you can just stay right up and down. Just getting some blood flowing. And then we'll get that front heel, move that forward just a tad, get a little curl through the hamstring, and then I can sit my hip back. I'm heading back and up, right? Not sinking down, and just doing a activation through that hamstring. I can do a little turn towards that front leg. Get a little bit more on that outside hamstring. Excellent. And then we can bring that leg 90 degrees and just do a side lunge. I can give a bit of just a nice little touch on that inside. Oh, sorry. I can have this on. Beautiful. Let me get gallery view, that's better. All right, and then we'll switch to the other leg. Getting that quad stretch. There we go. Now I can see everybody. All right, Holly's in. All right, we got a good gang going. Rocking and rolling. Again, we can stay straight up and down, or we can bring that shin in. And bring that shin out. Get some blood flowing. Get those quads opened up. Great. Then we'll go for that front hamstring. Giving a bit of a curl. So that heel is pulling towards the glute and then hinging back. That's awesome. Again, you can always use the chair, use a little edge, and just kicking down into the chair or that edge and sitting that hip back. That can also work. Great, we can turn towards that front leg, whether you're standing or kneeling. Good, one more. Great, and then we'll bring that leg out to the side so it's perpendicular. And lunging out, giving just some connection so we activate and just open up those hips, get them going. Beautiful. Great, I'm so happy that we have some construction going on back there. Sorry for the sawing. It's quiet all morning. Beautiful. All right. Let's get onto all fours, or actually onto our forearms, and do some glute wake up. And we're going to alternate between just tapping up, straight up and down, and going diagonal. So diagonal is just going in line with my planted foot and coming across the body. So nice diagonal. So in essence, you're making that triangle. So I can go straight up and down, and then I could go cross diagonal. I end at that same point. Going up and diagonal. Straight up and down, diagonal. And we'll switch the other leg. Again, going straight up and down, tapping. Nice, good control. And then go diagonal. I'm going a bit slower. This one, we don't want to go super fast, because if we go fast, then I'm just doing momentum, right? We're not getting actual muscle work. So a little bit of patience on this one in going slower so that we get some activation. Great. And then we can go flat onto the ground, elbows right underneath the forearms, and we're gonna think of that belt right across our hip bones. Upper back is just, just propping us up, not really doing anything else. And then let's lift those hip bones up off of the ground from that belt across, that's resting across the hip bones, or the imaginary belt. And we're just going to hold that for 5 more, 3, 2, 1. Oh my, that reminds me of the Tootsie Roll commercial. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll? All right, we'll get a second round. Get those glutes. Just gonna do a few of these. Going diagonal and straight up and down. Diagonal, straight up and down. Great. And then we'll switch to the other leg. Getting action. Getting those hips. Beautiful. Great. We can return to that same plank, or if you'd like, you can go up onto the balls of your feet if it feels appropriate. So you can lift those hip bones off of the ground, right? And then you can lift one knee off the ground and then the other knee off the ground. I find that if you're going to try that, or you can just drop one knee down, drop the other knee down, alternating. That's another little trickster. Or one knee down, 2 knees down, one knee up, the other knee up. You can kind of mix that all up, or staying both knees in contact. This is a good kind of a form check, because if you're doing well on that knee area, just on the tops of the knees, and then lifting one knee up and then the other, we're more likely to stay nice and long. Oftentimes I see when people go right up, they go up with their butt. So, awesome, great. We held that one for a excessively long time. Hopefully everyone did great, and listen to their body if it goes into the back. Go back, go down. We are not there to go into the back. Let's do some bridges. So, again, we're always just fighting that seated position. So we can do some bridges, and here if you want to mix it up, you can do some marching. So I have my palms up and marching, or I can be doing both feet planted, regular bridge, or marching, or alternating in between. All is good. Great. Great, great, beautiful. And relax. We're going to roll onto our side. Elbow right underneath shoulder. Nice long body. Knees are bent. We're going to do a quick side plank. Nice long, straight line between, center line for my third eye should go right down in between, straight line in between the knees. And that would be fantastic. Beautiful. Excellent. We're going to go right down on that side and do a quick thoracic. Quick. Everything's quick, right? Hip at 90, knees at 90. Let's get that finger on the bone and rotate back. Or you can actually even grab your rib cage if you want for the first round and pull that rib cage open just gently. We're not going for everything on the first round. You can do, one of those or 2 of those, and then if you want to do the finger on that rib cage, and then let's grab that outside of the thigh, pull down, and again, move that bone, not arm just is following along as that marker. Awesome. Important to keep that upper thoracic spine moving. Plank first. Side lying. Elbow right underneath that shoulder. I can use this hand for support if it doesn't feel good for you or if it feels like a lot. This can be some help. Otherwise, you're going to just get a nice long body. I've got my knees. I'm trying to think of nice long, nice straight line here. I'm not hinged, so my knees are a bit further back. Super, super. Not over exaggerating, right? Nice long line. It's often less than we think. You know, we've just been taught over the years more is more, and we get all out of alignment there. All right, going on that side again. We can grab that rib cage. I'm wrapping my hand, giving myself a little hug, and rotating back. Just do. Oh, sorry, forgot my hips at 90, knees at 90. Get a little excited and carried away, and then we can. Got the rib cage starting to move now. We'll have that finger on that bone at the shoulder, rotating open, finding a bit more room. And I'll just try and talk over the hacksaw, chainsaw, whatever. Of course. Can everybody still hear me okay? I'm so sorry. That was quiet all morning, of course, right? Beautiful. Got the upper thoracic, both sides. Excellent. Let's come up to standing. And we are going to let's do a semicircle single leg balance. So right leg is planted. I'm a little micro bend, not forward here, just not locked out. Just a little micro bend. I'm going to draw a half circle with that hip. If you feel like you're all out of balance, make that circle small. It's not about going out here and the rest of the body going crazy, right? Small, whatever circle you can start out with that you are more stable, then you can challenge bigger circle, bigger semicircle. Beautiful. Excellent, excellent, great. And make sure if you're doing a big circle in the front that you're doing a good circle towards the back. That's what gets the glute. This is great for the hip hinge, but working through that back half is super important. One more. Great, excellent. All right, again, you can find a small semicircle. I've got my stability, and then I can expand that circle. Again, it's like that, oh gosh, now it's slipping my mind. The protractor, right? The protractor goes all the way around, right? This is that little thing in the middle that's poking a hole in the paper. Make sure we're going that same way all the way around. Awesome. Thanks. Nicole's giving me a heads up on this. She's remembering that, poking that hole in the paper. Why did, yeah. I almost made a mess. Good, one more. All right, somehow we're getting into like childhood memories while we're doing exercise. Go figure that one. All right. You can take a small bottle or not. You can just use your arms. I'm going to go back to another single leg, but we're going to get some asymmetrical work and also some nice work on that shoulder. We can do it standing here. You can also do a little bit of a squat if you feel it's appropriate. Otherwise, we're just working on that balance and shoulder. If I'm going into a squat or partial squat, I'm sitting back. I'm sitting into that glute. Just do this if it's appropriate. More is not always more. It's good to challenge, but we're not here to create pain. So listening to your body, always good. Great. Good. One more. Good. Great. And again, If your hips are tired, just do the arm. That works as well. So, single leg, and then if it's appropriate, as we lower that, I'm hinging at the hip, I'm sitting back on that, towards that imaginary chair, or I'm just staying standing. That's all good. Great. Beautiful. Good. One more. Great. Excellent. We're going to warm up with a little side lunge. We can start off a little side to side. You can stay here. Right? Or we can make it dynamic. And if you're doing it dynamic, you can do like a 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30. Again, it's all great going side to side. Don't feel compelled. This is great too. This is awesome as well. Finding your form, finding those seats. If you're doing some of the lunge, switch to the other side. We'll do the little 2, 3, 3:30, or no, I guess it's a different time. 8:39, 9:30. Just changing those lunge positions. Good. Great. Beautiful. Last one. Great. Awesome. We can take a water bottle or a small one, big one. As you know, I'm a fan of the jug, right? We can change the weights with those things, but we can start off, we're going to do a little circle, get some momentum. We're stopping momentum here with the middle, not with the arms. So the arms are kind of loose and stopping at that center. Sometimes it's actually a little more helpful to have a little more weight because you can feel the stop that you have to make. But we're going to get it's a little middle and not too much arms. It's more that stopping of that momentum that you create. Again, I'm pretty light with my hands, right? It's not about that. Good. Great. Last one. Good. Awesome. All right. If you had a broom, if you got a broom handle, if not, no big deal. We'll just continue on with the lateral lunges side to side. The broom handle's a little fun in that we're going to challenge and just let it go and try and catch it as low as you can. And it might, whoops, see, I dropped it. Check your skills. Again, I'm not catching it. I'm going to see if I can, woo, and then wait to that last second. And I can change. Mine's an old outdoor broom, so it's a little bit funny. So it's going all different angles, and I can also encourage that. Good, and we'll switch to the other side. Great, yeah, that's awesome too. Foam roller works. It's just that idea of like, oh, let me do a little more responsive. See how low or how I can catch, changing that angle. Awesome. Just having a little play. If you're out on that tennis court, right? Mo has to like jump around different angles, get that backhand, get that forehand. And any of us, right, we need to be responsive to that changing environment. Oh, I dropped something. Oh, our reflex automatically happens. Here we have a nice controlled way of practicing that. but keeping things sharp, keeping things balanced and stable. All right, we're gonna get our jug again, little wide stance this time. Let's go a little diagonal. And again, it's kind of, I'm staying light on my grip of that bottle so that I'm just creating some, this one is about momentum because it requires that middle to kind of stop the momentum, change directions. But if I'm tight, then I'm gonna grip it and make it more about my arms. Good, switch to the other side. Awesome. Great. And this one, again, this is great where there's a little bit more weight, and I encourage, you know, woo! I encourage you to throw water bottles. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll place that down for now. All right, let's get a little bit of a push. So we can do our friends the push-ups. You can pick your spot. If it's the dresser, a table, whatever's stable, or the ground. We are going to go, or I can be kneeling as well. We're going to go half down and come all the way up. Half down, coming up. Half down, hold, and come up. Quarter down, hold. Quarter down, hold. All the way up. Nice long body, right? Remember, our butt's not popping up in the air. Especially if you're leaning against or at a dresser. Nice long body. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Halfway down, hold. And back up. Quarter down. Back up. Half down. And back up. We'll bring hands together or closer together. And, if appropriate, bringing one arm up, rotating, hips stay square. This is that upper thoracic area, so I'm not turning with my whole body. Turning rib cage. Stabilizing with the one shoulder. Micro bend in those elbows. Great. Good, last one. Good. Beautiful. How are we doing? Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Didn't do a row. Let's get a towel, I think. Towel, we're gonna do one arm, basically sort of a one arm row. Right hand is straight out and left hand is gonna be bent shoulder height. All I'm gonna be doing is bending this right elbow so that the left can pull back, right? So this stays pretty straight, it just kicks out and the elbow, the other side pulls back. So this is staying stationary, it's not going anywhere, right? So it's basically like doing a little forward punch and just bend at the elbow. So I'm getting tricep on one and bicep on the other. This side stays bent. Left side, left elbow staying bent. Great. Good, one more. Good, beautiful. Excellent, so left arm goes straight out. I'm holding the edge of the towel, right? So boom, straight out. Kind of like, I guess it's almost like doing a bow and arrow, but it's not, quite in the right spot there, but this stays fixed. Just let that elbow bend. and then drive it back. So now my right elbow's kicking back, slowing down with the front left arm. So we're getting triceps on that left. Again, it's not super, it's just a nice, it's just a, push-pull, basically. Great. Good, nice. Good, last one. Woo! That gets both arms at the same time. Both. Wackadoo, great. Not to be confused with malarkey. We got wackadoo. Right. We can get a heavier weight if you want. We're just going to do a few squats. We're going to go down quarter, or you can be no weight. This is all good. Or you can have a ball behind your back. So we're going to go partial, and then coming back up. And then we'll just kind of work our way down to whatever is an appropriate level for you, or an appropriate depth. So you can start off. Good, good. Beautiful. The next one, we're going to drop down and hold. Find your heels. Make sure you're in your heels. You still have the balls of your feet and your tripod going, but kind of feel anchored in those heels. So we're more in the glute, and come back up. Beautiful. Go halfway down of whatever your depth is. And then the rest of the depth, as long as it's okay, or if whatever the depth you hit before was right, that's great. Awesome, great. We're gonna go in a split stance. You can hold that water bottle, or if you wanna get that lighter water bottle, I'm in a little bit of a split lunge. Back leg, same arm. We're just gonna drive overhead. Again, if that makes sense for you. If not, you can just be in the lunge. Great. Great, we're gonna squeak in one round of twist. Just maximizing our position. Again, finding that stability too. Staying centered. Good, and then we'll switch. Left leg back. My weight's between both legs, right? I'm not leaning back into here. It's like I'm just plop down, little softness, and overhead, single arm. And if split stance isn't right for you, just stand, you can have your feet in a wide stance or a hip width stance. That works too. This jug gets heavy after a little while. Great. And then we go right into the twist. Beautiful. Awesome. Love it. Let's twist again. All right, don't follow me. Do what I say, not what I do. All right, fantastic. Let us get just we'll do some super women just to finish off that posterior chain, and shoulder or wrist right underneath. We're gonna extend out, opposite arm leg, holding for a few seconds. We can come back in. We can, if you'd like, you can come in and work to touch knee to elbow, or bring it closer. Doesn't necessarily have to touch. We all have different body shapes and sizes. Arm length, leg length. Extend out. Good, we'll do one more. Great. And then we'll switch. Extending out, making sure, trying not to dump into that planted hip. Coming in together, or, you know, towards one another. Extending out, holding for a little bit. Coming back in. And last one. Great. Excellent. All right. Beautiful. I think we hit the mark on there. All good? Excellent. Yay. Hope we got a little sweat. Thanks, Mo. Thanks, Michelle. Good to see you. Good to see Nicole and Mom and Louise and Holly. Yay. All right. Maybe I'll see some of you on the call in 12 minutes.
Thanks, Susan.
You are welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, ladies. See ya, Holly. See you, Louise. All right.
Unless something distracts me.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be there.